Thanks for joining us this morning on this episode of That's My Farm. I'm your guest host, Sam Capone, and I'll be stepping in for Jim Schroyer. This morning we have a story of two Kansas cattle ranchers who have abused their body doing what they love, cattle ranching. So Ken Woods and John Farley took something they saw as a need and turned it into a business.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Thanks for joining us this morning on this episode of That's My Farm. I'm your guest host, Sam Capone. So now let's hear from John Farley about his experience.
Well, here at Farley Ranch in Manhattan, Kansas, this is our small cow operation. We like to run all phases of cattle. This is our cows that we run here. I like to keep them around, keep my grandson and son-in-laws trained up on running cows. It's very important to me to do that, and I enjoy it. We also graze yearlings all through the Flint Hills, and we've been really blessed to have some nice rain again this year, and filling up the ponds and springs. It's really nice right now. We also involved in the cattle feeding operations in central Kansas and in Nebraska, and so I enjoy all phases of the cattle business, and that's my life. I've been in the cattle business all my adult life. And so with the cattle business comes some injuries, and I've had plenty of them. And most of them are either caused by a horse, a cow, or a piece of equipment. And so my last one was breaking a knee, jumping out of a skid steer, and I've had several knee surgeries from various cattle accidents before, and so I was gimping around pretty bad. And I've got a 8-year-old grandson that I like to keep up with, and a 2-year-old granddaughter, and I didn't want to have to just watch them. So I decided to take care of something. I went to California. There was no other outlet that I knew of. I went to California and had stem cells put in my knees. And it was amazing. After 2 or 3 months, I was really feeling the effects, positive effects, a lot less pain, a lot more mobility. And my partners and I, a friend of mine, also went with me, and we decided to try to bring that treatment to Manhattan, Kansas, right here in the Midwest. And thought there was a big need for it. A lot of hard-working people in this country in the same situation. And right now we're getting a big percentage of our patients are farmers and ranchers and hard-working people. They just want to extend their working life, extend their playing life, and stay more mobile. So we're really happy with what we've got out of that so far.
John Farley was able to get back to work cattle ranching after receiving stem cell therapy. Stay tuned and we're going to see what his partner Ken Woods has to say after this.
Biodiesel made from sustainable resources is diversifying our fuel supply. This year, biodiesel will displace over 1 billion gallons of fossil fuel nationwide. It's making our economy stronger and our communities healthier. It's working here and across America. Get biodiesel going in your community. Visit americasadvancedbiofuel.com.
Buying a car shouldn't be this hard. And at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego, it isn't. It's actually awesome. Whether you want a new or used car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. Even if you want to custom order a new car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. See Toby's team at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego. We're awesome.
Here's another gardening tip with Annette Jackson from Jackson's Greenhouse.
Fresh herbs are healthy and add zest to almost every recipe. The folks at Jackson's grow more than 50 varieties of herbs right here, and many are available year-round. Our staff has hands-on experience and can't wait to assist you with your herb needs. Stop in and see us at Jackson's. We're open 7 days a week.
Topeka's largest selection of homegrown herbs is at Jackson's Greenhouse with 4-inch pots starting at just $3.79.
Jackson's Greenhouse has what you need today.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
Watch Ag AM in Kansas online at agaminkansas.com.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back to That's My Farm. John Farley and Ken Woods, both founders of the Kansas Regenerative Centers, both had stem cell therapy. Now let's hear about Ken's experience.
Well, growing up around a farm and ranch, I started my own cow herd about 15 years ago. I've also been in the ag lending field for about 18 years. We've got customers all over the state. I started the stem cell therapy thing after having 5 sports injuries, had 5 knee surgeries, and decided I needed another alternative to help with my healing process. So we went to California. The procedure worked so well for us that as we came back and we saw our friends and family and customers in our day-to-day operations, we thought we should bring something like this back to Kansas. And many of my customers, as they age, are trying to find ways to continue their operation, and they can't stop. They can't take 6 months off. They have to operate on a day-to-day basis, and if they're going to continue to feed their cattle, if they're going to continue to farm like they want to do, then they have to make some type of change. And stem cell therapy has seemed to be a great opportunity for that.
Stay tuned. After the commercial, we're going to hear from 2 patients of the Kansas Regenerative Center, David Cross and Gary Seibert.
Tallgrass Commodities offers producers bulk commodities at a reasonable price with reliable service throughout the whole Midwest. To find out more about Tallgrass Commodities, visit tallgrass.us or call 785-494-8484.
Heinen Brothers Ag Service understands the risk and rewards of farming. As fourth-generation farmers themselves, they understand the importance of using the correct products on every acre. Farmers helping farmers. Heinen Brothers Ag offers quality aerial and ground application, fertilizer, ag chemicals, and anhydrous ammonia. Call today at 800-760-4964 or find us online at HeinenBrothersAg.com.
Healthy cows start with the new Hired Hand automatic livestock sprayer. Rancher invented to provide an efficient alternative to pour-on and injectable parasite management systems. The portable design allows cattle to treat themselves head to hoof. Strategic device placement with pass-through activation technology takes the stress out of parasite treatment for cattle and the rancher. Get the new Hired Hand for yourself or become a distributor. Visit cowsprayer.com. The new Hired Hand makes healthy cows easy.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
David Cross and Gary Seibert are 2 patients of the Kansas Regenerative Center. Now we're going to hear about their positive experiences.
I'm a patient of the Kansas Regenerative Medicine in Manhattan. I had stem cell therapy in my hips and my left knee, and it all started last summer. My wife and I both are patients. We went down there the same day in November. We started about 8 o'clock in the morning, and both of us were done by 1 o'clock in the afternoon and drove home that night. Since then, my hips are feeling a lot better. I can work now most of the day if I want to, and before, if I worked in the morning, I was done in the afternoon, or if I worked in the afternoon, I was sure enough done for the rest of the day. So it's been a blessing for my wife and me. she's getting along good too, and I'd recommend it to anybody.
We started farming in 1970. My wife and I came back after I got out of the Navy, and we put up alfalfa and fed cattle, and we'd feed cows out the back of the pickup, and our son, when he was 2 years old, was driving the pickup, and he'd guide the pickup while I'd throw flakes out. And so over the years, it was harder work then than it is now, a lot more physical work and the wear and tear on my knees and my body. And so as time went on, and now here I'm 70 years old, I started having knee pain here 4 or 5 years ago, and a doctor friend of mine, a veterinarian, told me about the stem cell thing, and so I was looking for a stem cell clinic, and April of 2nd, a year ago, I went in and they injected my knees and my heel, and I in about 2 months my heel was a lot better, and then at the end of 3 months and then going on 4, my knee started making significant improvement, and it's sure been a blessing, because before I had the stem cells, I'd be driving a tractor, and if I sat in a tractor for 2 or 3 hours, when I got out, I'd have to stop and get the kinks out of my knee and shake it. And today, that's not a problem. It's, if I abuse it, I still hurts a little bit, or if the weather changes, I feel it, but it's significantly better.
David Cross and Gary Seibert are 2 great cattle ranchers from Kansas, and they're able to continue on in their operation by receiving stem cell therapy. Stay tuned. Next, we're going to hear from Dr. Corey Rabaugh about his research with stem cell therapy.
Here's another gardening tip with Annette Jackson from Jackson's Greenhouse.
Well-designed container flower gardens bring beauty to your home, at your entry, on your patio, or placed in a special spot in your landscape. Let Jackson's help you select the correct plant combinations which will add the color and style you need, and that will survive the summer to provide beauty till frost.
Our annual flat sale is going on now. Choose a flat of 4 packs for just $18.99.
Jackson's Greenhouse has what you need today.
When your living depends on agriculture, you can depend on KFRM 550 AM. If you're in the southwest 3/4 of Kansas or the northern half of Oklahoma, catch us at 550 AM on the radio dial. But if that isn't you, listen on your cell phone at TuneIn Radio or on your computer at KFRM.com. We promise to keep you informed, entertained, and company as you go through your day. KFRM 550 AM, the voice of the plains. We would like to join your management team.
Hey folks, Dr. Dan from Doc Talk. If you miss us on Monday morning, you can join us at 6:30 a.m. every Sunday morning on RFD TV. Doc Talk has a national following. We're sure glad that you joined us on Mondays, but if you miss us and you want to catch us out on a Sunday morning, get up at 6:30 a.m. and we'll be right there, RFD TV, 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I'll see you down the road.
Hello friends, I'm Ernie Rodina.
And I'm Dawn Dawson with the Better Horses Radio Show.
For over 9 years, we've been bringing the Better Horses Radio Show to markets all across the Midwest. We talk about God, lots about horses.
We talk about cows, we talk about horse health, we talk to top trainers, and we even talk about Roy Rogers.
We are having a blast with Better Horses Radio Show and would love to take it to a market near you.
So visit our website at betterhorsesradio.com and let us or your local radio station know you'd like to hear it in your area.
The Better Horses Radio Show is unbelievable.
Tallgrass Commodities offers producers bulk commodities at a reasonable price with reliable service throughout the whole Midwest. To find out more about Tallgrass Commodities, visit tallgrass.us or call 785-494-8484. That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back to That's My Farm. Now we're going to hear from veterinarian Dr. Corey Rabaugh about his experience in research in stem cell therapy.
My name is Dr. Corey Rabaugh. I'm a trained veterinarian. I was in practice with horses for almost 10 years. And about a decade ago, I had the opportunity to start working with stem cells. I looked into the research and realized that stem cells are going to change medicine. In the veterinary field, we were lucky. There was much fewer regulations, so we were able to treat cats, dogs, and horses. And we amassed a huge amount of data. What we realized is stem cells are working in many, many ways. They don't just turn into things. That's what people historically thought of stem cells. They could just turn into a tissue. We now know that's the tip of the iceberg. What these cells are doing is acting like a conductor. They're standing in front of an orchestra and coordinating healing. They're taking cells from different types of the body, different parts of the body, and telling them how to heal. One way they can do it is controlling inflammation. Everybody knows what inflammation is, and we know that too much inflammation is not a good thing. Stem cells can reduce inflammation, but they can actually do more than just reduce inflammation. They can actually change the immune system. There's part of the immune system called a white blood cell. Some white blood cells are pro-inflammatory. What that means is they want to make more inflammation. They're kind of the bad guys. When they get out of control, you end up with too much inflammation, and you usually end up with pain and then stuff falling down, hurting, not getting better. Stem cells can actually take those pro-inflammatory white cells and turn them, make them anti-inflammatory. So it's kind of like taking somebody, let me see, who's a bad guy and making him a good guy. It's as simple as that. They do have the ability to turn into tissue as well. But what we've learned recently is not only do the stem cells have the ability to turn into specific tissue, say cartilage, they can actually tell other cells to turn into tissues. So it's much more complicated than we first thought. I believe in this technology so much that I actually had my wife treated with it. She went to the Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. She had a nerve injury. So on the inside of her ankle, everybody knows there's that bulge there. That's a bone. It's the part of the tibia, the medial malleolus. Underneath it, she had a nerve that she had an injury from running. She had surgery. After surgery, she had some scar tissue. It made it even worse than it was originally. She had a second surgery where they removed the scar tissue and then put a little sheath to kind of protect it from any new scar tissue. It was better, but she was still in chronic pain. She had to give up running. She couldn't downhill ski anymore because the pressure of the ski boot was too much on her ankle. Even sleeping at bed at night, she would take her foot and put it on top of the covers because the pressure of the covers on her nerve was too much for her. She was on tramadol and gabapentin, which are two potent anti-pain meds, for the last 5 years. After getting treated at the Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center, she is off all of her meds. She's not normal, she is not pain-free, but she's running again, she's skiing again, and she's off all of her meds. It still hurts now and then, but it's usually nothing more that Tylenol or ibuprofen can't help, as well as an ice pack. So I'm not just explaining things from the science point of view. We actually have personal hands-on experience and believe in the technology and just can't profess it enough.
Dr. Corey Raba is certainly knowledgeable about the science of stem cell therapy. Stay tuned. Next, we're going to hear from Dr. Frank Lyons about the procedure in humans.
I'm Dr. Frank Lyons, a physician here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. As one of the only standalone stem cell centers in the U.S., we use your stem cells as therapy for arthritis and some autoimmune diseases.
I'm Dr. Andrew Pope. Here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center, utilizing the latest technology under strict protocols, we're able to harvest your stem cells from your own fat to treat a variety of medical conditions. The best part about it is, it's a same-day surgical procedure and requires no general anesthesia.
No matter where, no matter why, the Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University is committed to providing quality patient care to animals and exceptional customer service to their owners. From routine checkups to emergency and specialty care, our world-renowned specialists and experienced professionals are here to discover, to teach, and to heal.
Let us know.
How can I help? How can we help?
Tallgrass Commodities offers producers bulk commodities at a reasonable price with reliable service throughout the whole Midwest. To find out more about Tallgrass Commodities, visit tallgrass.us or call 785-494-8484.
Soil is the life of a farm, and for 25 years, SureCrop Liquid Crop Nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. SureCrop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose SureCrop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more information.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back. The Kansas Regenerative Center currently has two doctors, Dr. Frank Lyons and Dr. Andrew Pope. We're now going to hear from Dr. Lyons about the description of the procedure.
I have been very happy to be involved. We have had some very good results. Primarily, we've been focusing on arthritic joints. Farmers and ranchers they're hard on their joints, and there are a lot of people that come to us with pain and limitation in motion, and we've been able to help them. The stem cells, they go to areas where they're attracted to areas where cells are damaged or inflamed, and they lead the process of regeneration and repair. In the joints, they create a fibrous type cartilage that covers the joint, allows more free movement and movement without pain. We've done shoulders, knees, ankles, hips, fingers. In the deeper joints, such as the hips, we use ultrasound to guide the needle placement so we get the injection done properly. We also give intravenous administration for autoimmune diseases. Good results with people with stroke, improved healing. Our newest portion of this is working with Dr. Steve Peliquin, an MD anesthesiologist, pain clinic physician here for treatment of back pain. And we've had some very good early results. We're affiliated with a group in California that started this process using fat-derived stem cells. They started about 4 years ago, and they have had longer experience with spine problems and have had some very good results. Our early results look very good. We found that farmers and ranchers like this process. It takes about a half a day, and they can leave that same day, drive home, or have someone drive them home and get back to work. We like them to back off their most strenuous activity a little bit, but it's a half-a-day procedure. We numb the lower back with lidocaine. It's the medication the dentist uses. And then we use a mini liposuction technique to obtain 50 cc's of fat from the subcutaneous region. The lidocaine makes it pain-free. Your patient is not put to sleep. After we do that, which takes about 30 minutes perhaps, we centrifuge the syringe with the fat to separate the fat from any blood or lidocaine that we've drawn in there. That's where the stem cells are, which are then injected.
I think it's great to have a procedure that you can come in, have the procedure, and then go right back to work. As a farmer and rancher, we don't have time to call in sick. And this is a great opportunity to become healthy again without having to be laid up for 6 months. You can't ride your horse, you can't get on the tractor because you're still injured. It's a great opportunity to get right back to work.
We've kind of come full circle from a need to have stem cells from injuries that Ken and I have received from working in the pasture, working cattle, working horses, all those injuries we have all our life. It went to California. Our vision was to bring it back here to Manhattan, Kansas.
The best part of the venture that we brought back to the Kansas region is all of the farmers and ranchers that we've helped in the Midwest, and to see the success stories and see other people experience the lack of pain, all of the extra mobility, and being able to live a normal life.
Thanks for watching this morning on this episode of That's My Farm on Ag AM in Kansas. Be sure to check out our archives to look for our episodes, and also be sure to check us out every Friday morning. Thanks for watching.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers.